Good evening, everyone. My name is Gaurav, and I welcome you all on this beautiful channel named Geeks for Geek School. Before we dive into the platform, let me tell you about this amazing course which we have come up with. So, it's the course based on App Lab. If you want to know how you can develop mobile applications, if you want to know how you can make user interfaces of mobile applications, if you want to know how you can make your user interfaces more interactive and more appealing by adding coding things to it, then this course is made for you. Right, so this is the web page on which the whole information related to this course you can find. And if this URL is not visible to you right now, you can check out the description section. So there you'll find the URL with the help of which you can access this web page. Now when you'll come down over here, you'll find everything related to this course. So what all things you're going to learn. If you want to check out the syllabus, you can hit this button over here, and automatically you will be redirected on a new tab which we have connected with a PDF file in which we have mentioned all the topics that we guys will cover in the online coding classes that we will provide to you in this course. So there are in total 18 topics, and besides these 18 topics there will be lot more things that we will teach you, and you are going to take away many things from this course. Right, the one of the most amazing feature of this course is that it is very much affordable. That is the reason we on daily basis we are getting number of entries. So if you want to avail this course, do it now. Log in on Geeks for Geek School, register yourself for this course, and just start your online coding classes. Right, and in case you are into artificial intelligence, so you want to learn something big, for example data science or machine learning or website development, then let me tell you, Geeks for Geeks is everywhere. We are into everything. We have the best tutors with us who are ready to share with you all their amazing experience, their amazing journey. And if you want to avail the facility, you guys can check out the courses first on the main portal of Geeks for Geeks, and after that whatever course you think is suitable, you can go ahead and apply for that course. If you have any queries, you can get in touch with our executive team. We are there to help you guys out 24/7. Right, let's now dive into the platform. So the students who are new on Tinkercad, let me tell you how you can access it. So once you are there on Google, you can simply type over here in the search bar tinkercad.com, and that's the page you will be redirected to. Simply click on this very first URL, and it is going to redirect you to the main website of Tinkercad, provided that you are not already logged in into the platform. Right, if you are already logged in, it will redirect you to your respective dashboard. Otherwise it will redirect you to the main website. Because I'm already logged in, so that's the reason it has redirected me to this dashboard. Let me log out. So that's the option for logging out. Okay, so now if I'll write tinkercad.com over here, let's see what is going to happen. So it will now, in place of redirecting me to my dashboard, it has redirected me to the main website. And let's now hit this join now button. So because you are a student, so you can go for this students join a class. I am an educator, so I am using this one. So that's the process you can follow for creating your account on this platform. I am going to make use of my Gmail account. Okay, so I can use one of these Gmail account. I'm using this one for now. Okay, so it has sent a code on my number. Let me check it. Let me verify that. Okay, done with it. Now it will redirect me to my dashboard. So on Tinkercad you can uh, design 3D models, you can make virtual circuits, and you can learn to code using blocks. So these are the various things you can do on this Tinkercad platform. What happened? I think I will have to sign in because my account is already there, so that's the reason. Okay, so that's the dashboard, and now in order to access that virtual environment on which we can create virtual circuits, we need to come on this circuits, and then we can simply hit this create new circuit option, and it will redirect us to that virtual environment on which we can design circuits and also we can code them. So today we are going to see how can we make use of a potentiometer, right, for controlling an LED. So we are going to make use of four different components. The first one is going to be Arduino Uno R3 board. Then we will use a breadboard sorry, and then we are going to make use of some resistors. Then there is an LED we will use, and a potentiometer, right? So the first thing I need is a Arduino Uno R3 board, so we can change it to all so that all the components can be visible to us over here in this navigation menu. Now let's search for this circuit. Okay, that's the one I was looking for. Let me drag it and drop it over here. Fine. Now we guys need a breadboard. So for that we can simply write here breadboard. That's the one. I am bringing it on this virtual platform. Okay, so I have a breadboard with me and an Arduino Uno R3 board, right? Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to connect this Arduino Uno R3 board with this breadboard, and I think you know about it. How can we connect it? So we are going to make use of this black wire first to connect this ground pin of Arduino Uno R3 board with the negative terminal of this breadboard, right? So that's the first thing we need to do. Then we can make use of this red color wire, and let's join this 5 volt. Okay, I think that the color of this wire has changed from black to red. I need to make it black again. Okay, it's black now. Now we can change it to red, and let's use a red wire for connecting this 5 volt pin to this positive terminal of this breadboard, right? So yesterday also we made the same connections, and today also we have used the same process. Now what's the next step? Because for this circuit that we will design today, we need this upper part also of this breadboard. So for that we will have to connect this part with this part of this breadboard so that we can provide the components that we will be putting over here. We can provide the current to those components also, which we will be putting over here in this topmost part of this breadboard. So what we can do, we can simply make use of the red wire, and let's connect the positive terminal with the positive terminal of this topmost part. Similarly we can change it to black, and let's connect this negative terminal to the negative terminal of this breadboard. Yeah, So it's perfectly fine now. Now we need an LED. So for that we can type, we can simply type LED over here, and that's what you will get to see. So simply bring this LED and put it somewhere over here. I think that is going to be a good option, right? And now we can, because I don't want my LED to burn out, so we will be needing a resistor. So resistor is a device which acts as an obstruction in the path in which current is flowing, through which current is flowing. So I'm putting it over here. Right, yesterday if you remember, I used the same connection. Right, you can just check out yesterday's lecture also. And let's select this yellow wire, and I would like to now connect this pin, anode pin of this LED to pin number 13. Yes, it's going to be a good option. Okay, so I have successfully connected this LED to this breadboard, and then with the help of this resistor and this yellow wire, I have connected it to this Arduino Uno R3 board. Now the next thing that we require is this, a potentiometer, right? So let's bring it over here. Okay, so I am putting it over here. I think, yeah, it's looking fine. And then what we can do, we can connect this point, terminal 1, with this negative terminal, and this second terminal we can connect it with the positive terminal. Let's do that quickly. So I want a black color wire so that I can connect this terminal with this, right? And then I need a red wire with the help of which I can connect this terminal 2, right? With this positive terminal. Done. Okay, now the only thing which is left is this wiper point. So where should we connect it? We can connect it to this A0 point if we want to get the output. Let's do that. So we need a green color wire. So I'm connecting this wiper point to the A0 pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. So as you can see, I am done with making the required complete circuit, rather I should say like this. Let me brief you what all things I just did. So the first thing that I did was I brought all the components that I require for creating this virtual component over here on this workspace. So there are 4 components which I have used. The first one is Arduino Uno R3 board. Then I brought breadboard is not getting reflected over here, but I used a breadboard also. Then an red LED I've used, 1 kilo ohm resistor I've used, and a 250 kilo ohm potentiometer also I have used. Right, so there are 5 things which I've used: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 resistor. Now I connected this ground point with the negative terminal of this breadboard. Then I connected this 5 volt pin with this positive terminal of the breadboard. Then in order to make this upper part also active, I connected this positive terminal with this positive terminal, and negative terminal of the lowermost part with the negative terminal of the topmost part. Then I connected this resistor's cathode point with this LED's cathode point with this resistor, and the other end of the resistor is connected to the negative terminal, right? It is connected to a negative terminal, negative point you can say, of this breadboard, and the anode point of this resistor, this LED, is I have connected it with pin number 13 of Arduino Uno R3 board. Then I brought this potentiometer and connected this terminal 1 to the negative terminal of breadboard, and the positive terminal 2 to this positive terminal of breadboard. Finally, I completed the circuit by connecting this wiper pin of this potentiometer to this wiper pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. Right, so that's how I've created this whole circuit. Now if I will start the simulation, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, I'm able to see this LED glowing. It means that the circuit is perfectly fine. It's a complete circuit that we have defined. Right, so that's how you can test whether the circuit you have designed is a complete circuit or not. If this LED you'll find it glowing, it means that your circuit is complete. Otherwise it's an incomplete circuit that you have to complete. Right, so that's how you can find it out. Now let me check the comment section. If I have anything to answer, I would like to answer that first before moving to the next step. Okay, so anonymous, hi dear. uh, yes, if you want to know about the working, you can check the very first tutorial, in which I have explained everything related to the basics of Tinkercad. You will then be able, it will be easier for you to understand all these things which I'm doing right now. Until and unless the basics are clear to you, these advanced things you will not be able to understand here. So I would suggest you to just check out the basic things which I have explained in the very first tutorial. Right, after that you can check these lectures, and please do not forget to like and share this video so as to make it reach to the maximum students possible, so that they can also come and join our channel and learn this beautiful and amazing things which we are teaching you guys free of cost. And thank you very much in advance for doing that. Okay, there are no queries in the comment section. Let's now move to the coding part. So I need to increase the size of this window, so that's how we can do it. Okay, I've eliminated the predefined code which was there in this coding panel. Let's now first come on this variable section and let's create a variable first. So I am creating a variable with this name value. Right, okay, so I'm done with creating a variable. Let's now set the value of this variable equal to the analog pin A0. So I think we can find it here. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. So read analog pin A0. Why I have selected A0 from here? Because that's the pin which I have connected to this wiper point of potentiometer. Right, so it is going to first read the analog pin value, right, and then it is going to set the value of the value named variable equal to the pin's value. Okay, and then we can make use of this set built-in LED. So initially I would like to see it glowing, that's the reason I'm putting here high. After that, let's define a wait block. So I would like it to wait for, let's say, value milliseconds. How about that? Yeah. So I'm making this value of this wait dependent on this value named variable. Right, and after that what should happen? Let's duplicate it and I'm putting it over here. After that the LED should go low, its state should change to low, and then after this thing should happen. So that's how you can define the code. Now you can, if you want to start the simulation process, we can do it like this. Okay, so at present nothing is visible to us. Right, let me now change the potential. It's glowing right now, and if I'll change the potentiometer, so no, that's what you will get to see now. So if the potentiometer is here, then the LED will fade off and then it will get on. It is going to take a bit of time. Now if I'll change this potentiometer pointer to this point, so see, now it has started the speed has increased. Right, now if I'll put it over here, so it will glow permanently. And if I'll, so that's how with the help of potentiometer you can control the LED's state now. Fine. Okay, so this circuit is working perfectly fine and we are able to get the desired output also. Now before moving to the last part, I would like to check out the comment section again. If I have any queries to answer, definitely I would like to answer those queries first. Okay, I'm not able to see any queries in the query window. No problem. Let me tell you one more thing. For that I will have to stop the simulation and let me eliminate this circuit from here. I'm eliminating everything, whatever I created, whatever I used for creating the circuit. Now let's come on this Arduino option. So these are some predefined 25 circuits that you can find over here. So if suppose you want to see the simple version of the circuit which we just created, so that's the one. You can bring it over here. Fine. In this that breadboard is not used. In this they have not used the breadboard. Now when you'll come on this coding part, you'll see the coding also over here. Right, we have the coding also, we have the whole circuit also. So what you can do, if you want to practice, you can use these 25 predefined circuits, for which we have the coding part also and we have the complete circuit also. Now if you'll start the simulation, let's see what is going to happen. So at present this LED is not glowing, right? Now if I'll change the potentiometer's value, so I can see it glowing now. If I'll change it to this point, okay, so the state is not changing, right? Why is it so? We will have to check the coding part then. Let me increase the size of this so that the code can be visible to every one of you. Okay, so here we have used a sensor value named variable, a read analog pin A0, that is perfectly fine. Then this set output value 2, okay, they have used this code for setting the output value. Fine, because the output value is they have made the output value fixed, right? So that's the reason we are not able to see it glowing and then the state changing to low. That's what is not happening over here. But with these predefined, but the purpose of telling you about these circuits is you can yourself come to know about how these circuits work, right? How can you code these circuits, and after that, using the knowledge which you are going to gain with these 25 circuits and with these other circuits which are present on this platform, so you can use the knowledge and create some advanced things, right? So that's the reason why I am telling you about these circuits. So even if you'll try some other circuit, let's try some other circuit. I'm eliminating this one for now, right, and see whether we'll be able to get the coding part or not. So if I'll try this alarm circuit, I'm putting it over here. Now if I'll start the simulation, let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so this buzzer we are not able to, this buzzer is not working, right? Maybe there is some issue in the code, but at least we can see everything connected with each other, You can learn how to make connections from this basic circuit, which are available to us over here in this navigation menu. Let me eliminate this from here. So we can press delete button for eliminating everything. Let's come back on this Arduino, and if I'll select this circuit, let's see whether we can get the code also for this or not. So if you'll click on this code thing, that's what you're going to come across. So we have the code also for this circuit, and it's a predefined code. You do not have to do anything, but with the help of this circuit you can learn to make the connections, and also you will be able to code them very easily, because you have to understand everything first. Try to understand, don't try to memorize. If you'll memorize, you will not be able to create new things. Fine. So if I now start the simulation process, so that's what the output I will get, right? So LED is glowing now, and it's glowing because of this code which we have defined over here. As soon as I'll eliminate this code, let's see now what's gonna happen. So it's not glowing, right? So it was because of that code which was there on this coding workspace, we were able to see this LED glowing. So that's how you can, with the help of the predefined circuits, learn how to create circuits on this platform, and also you can learn how to code them very easily, right? And besides that, I would like to tell you one more thing. If you'll come on this all, you will be able to see all the electronic components you can make use of for creating the electronic circuits. And suppose you do not know the function of this polarized capacitor, so you do not have to go on Google and search for it. You can simply make use of the list view, and automatically that's the view you will get, where along with the component structure and its name, you will be able to see its function also, a description related to its function, which can help you in resolving your query. If you don't know about this polarized capacitor, so it's a direction capacitor used to store and release electric energy in a circuit, right? So we have the description for each and every electronic component present on this beautiful virtual environment, with the help of which we can create virtual circuits, right? And with the help of these descriptions, you can very well understand how you can use these electrical components, right? Now let me come on this App Lab course. So before ending this lecture, I would again like to tell you about this course. So we have come up with this course recently, and here in this course you are going to learn about mobile application development, right? So that's the web page we have designed, on which we have put all the information related to the course. So when you'll come down over here, you'll find everything, whatever you will be taught in this course. If you want to check out the syllabus, so that's the tab you can click on, and automatically it will redirect you to this PDF file, where you can see all the 18 topics that will be covered in the online coding classes which we will provide you guys, right? So if you are interested in learning App Lab, if you are interested in learning how you can create new applications, new mobile applications on this amazing platform, then this course is made for you. You can find the URL of this web page in the description section, and it's it has become very popular. Why? Just because of the affordable pricing. Okay, and if you want to get more discount on the total course fee, so you can check out the description section. There you'll find a promo code, with the help of which you can get a very good discount also on this amazing course, right? So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much for being there with me in this tutorial. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye everyone.